This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New service and repair. Call Gunny's 775-727-6800.
Welcome to News 25. I'm so glad you could join us here on Ace Country Radio, KPVM TV. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. It's Tuesday, the last day of November, the 30th.
Well, a Pahrump man is under arrest after police say he admitted to setting his own home on fire. Brad Francis reports.
Robert Radcliffe is under arrest and being held at the Nye County Detention Center, where he faces one count of first-degree arson. On the evening of November 23rd, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to a domestic disturbance and house on fire. A woman called 911 saying a man, later identified as Radcliffe, walked into the Coyote Corner store on East Kellogg Road and told her he had set his residence on East Cheyenne Way on fire. Deputies say when they made contact with Radcliffe at Coyote Corner, they noticed his facial hair was singed and they noticed a strong odor of gasoline coming from him. Deputies say Radcliffe advised deputies he had poured 10 gallons of gasoline inside of his home and set it on fire. Due to this admission, Radcliffe was placed under arrest for first-degree arson. He was transported to Desert View Hospital for minor injuries. Deputies say while there, Radcliffe went on to say after he poured gasoline inside the residence, he lit a paper towel and threw it on the floor to ignite the fire. But when it didn't ignite, he took a lighter and set the gasoline-soaked carpet on fire. The Sheriff's Office says Radcliffe was living at the home with his girlfriend. The fire caused extensive damage, making the residence unlivable. At this point, we don't know why Radcliffe might have started the fire.
And the Nye County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help locating 3 people suspected of trying to steal a cargo container here in Pahrump. Here's Brad with more.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office has been conducting an investigation into thefts in Pahrump, and detectives say the suspects in that investigation were caught in the act by witnesses last Wednesday morning while trying to steal a shipping container. The Sheriff's Office says a witness was able to take these photos of the suspects before they fled the scene, leaving behind the container, which deputies recovered. The Sheriff's Office says the main suspect is this man, 51-year-old Robert Alger of Pahrump. The other 3 suspects seen in these photos are also wanted, but have yet to be identified. If you know who any of these suspects are or where they are, you're asked to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office. That number is 775-751-7000. Tips can also be submitted confidentially by emailing sheriff@co.nye.nv.us or through the Nye County Sheriff's Office app, available through the Apple App Store or Google Play.
Well, California Highway Patrol continues its investigation into a fiery crash that shut down a major highway in Inyo County.
The Highway Patrol says just before noon last Wednesday, a tractor-trailer loaded with cardboard was traveling northbound on US 395 and entering a construction zone just south of Alancha. That's about 20 miles south of Lone Pine. Investigators say the semi-truck driver failed to see traffic was coming to a stop and crashed into the back of a travel trailer and pickup at approximately 50 miles per hour. The impact pushed the pickup and travel trailer into the back of a Toyota SUV. The pickup and travel trailer came to rest on the shoulder, where both caught fire. The tractor-trailer came to a stop across both lanes and also became fully engulfed in fire immediately after the crash. The patrol says all occupants were able to exit their vehicles with only minor injuries. US 395 was closed to all traffic for an extended period of time.
And the Center for Disease Control issues a statement regarding the new mutated COVID-19 variant. The Omicron variant, like the Delta variant, has been deemed a variant of concern by the World Health Organization. No cases of this variant have been identified in the U.S. to date, but experts say that it's only a matter of time. Omicron was first reported to the WHO by South Africa. The CDC is continuously monitoring variants, and the U.S. variant advanced surveillance system has reliably detected new variants in this country. The CDC says that they know what it takes to prevent the spread of COVID-19. They recommend people follow prevention strategies such as wearing a mask in public indoor settings in areas of substantial or high community transmission, washing your hands frequently, and physically distancing from others. The CDC also recommends that everyone 5 years and older protect themselves from COVID-19 by getting fully vaccinated. The CDC encourages a COVID-19 vaccine booster dose for anyone who is eligible. The new Omicron variant was already in Europe 1 week ago. Scientists are still unsure where or when Omicron originated. Now, an expert committee has voted to recommend that the FDA authorize a COVID pill from Merck for high-risk adults, the first in a new class of antiviral drugs that could work against a wide range of variants, including Omicron. The drug, known as molnupiravir, has been shown to modestly reduce the risk of hospitalization and death, predominantly from the Delta, Mu, and Gamma variants. The pill could be authorized in the U.S. within days and available by year's end. In the coming weeks, the FDA may also greenlight a similar pill from Pfizer that appears to be significantly more effective than Merck's. Scientists have yet to run experiments to see how well the pill blocks Omicron viruses from replicating, although little is known yet about how transmissible Omicron is or whether it can evade existing vaccines. The European Center for Disease Prevention and Control says that so far 44 cases of the new variant have been confirmed in 11 European countries and in Britain. Health officials announced that at least 22 confirmed cases involving Omicron, including 13 in England and 9 in Scotland, have been identified, bringing a new wave of tightened public health restrictions. And please stay tuned. We will have more information for you and more local news straight ahead.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, the Nevada State Police say that Nevada Highway Patrol Trooper Cliff Fontaine has passed away as a result of complications from the coronavirus. The 54-year-old husband and father served and protected our great state for 16 years. He was hospitalized with the virus in October. He also served in Las Vegas as an EMT for 20 years before joining the ranks of the Nevada Highway Patrol. Our hearts and prayers go out to the Trooper Fontaine family and friends.
And on a lighter note, hundreds of people enjoyed a free Thanksgiving meal thanks to the efforts of the Pahrump Holiday Task Force. News 25 spoke with Linda Wright about this year's event.
We're doing the community Thanksgiving dinner here at the Nye Communities Coalition, and we had a wonderful turnout from the community to come and celebrate Thanksgiving. We're back inside and not doing the curbside this year, so it's a great time. We started preparing about a month ago, deciding what we were going to serve and talked about our volunteers, and we had a wonderful outpouring of volunteers for this event and wonderful donations from the community to put this event on. We had turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes and gravy, cranberries, vegetables, and all different kinds of pie. This year we did something different. We went out and sold some advertising squares on our placemat to all different organizations, businesses around town, and Saddle West donated all of our pies. This is all organized through the Pahrump Holiday Task Force, and we've been doing this for several years. We've had some name changes through the years, but we finally decided on Pahrump Holiday Task Force. It's more of a community name for our community. Christmas we'll be doing the same thing, only we'll be doing it on Christmas Eve, and the hours will be 11 to 2, just like now.
Now that looked like a deliciously good time. And if you'd like to donate to the Pahrump Holiday Task Force or volunteer to help out with future events like the upcoming Christmas dinner, you can send them an email, and that address is pahrumpholiday.taskforce@gmail.com.
Well, a recent study from Cleveland Clinic Children's shows the benefits of 3 different types of diets for children who are obese. According to the CDC, 1 in 5 children and adolescents in the United States has obesity. Dr. Michael Macklin led the study and explains the research.
We studied 9 to 18-year-olds who were at the greater than 95th percentile for their body mass index, which is the definition of obesity. So we studied them and one of their parents and randomly assigned them to one of 3 healthy eating patterns, either the Mediterranean diet, the American Heart Association diet, or a plant-based diet.
Dr. Macklin says they discovered all 3 of the diets had similar results when it came to improving a child's health. He says there were significant decreases in weight, blood pressure, cholesterol, and glucose levels. Their risk for heart disease also declined. Dr. Macklin says they made some interesting discoveries along the way, like the child did not have to be perfect in the way they ate. He says the average compliance was just 55 to 65% throughout the year-long study, yet they still saw impressive changes.
We encouraged everybody to follow these principles that are common to all healthy eating patterns. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables of a variety of sources, and then also have whole grains. And when you have protein, make it a healthy protein. Don't eat too much red meat or processed meat.
Dr. Macklin says another finding during their study was that children had an easier time adapting to the new diets than their parents, which highlights the importance of introducing these healthy habits while they're still young.
In more local news, it's Tuesday, which means it's time to check in with Doug Ferber, who's talking high school basketball.
Hello, sports fans. Tonight we tip off the high school girls basketball season at Pahrump Valley High School. The Lady Trojans host Sierra Vista of Las Vegas at 6:30 p.m. In their last season before COVID in 2019, the girls finished 30-4 and just missed winning a state title under head coach Bob Hopkins. Hopkins says his team is young, but he has high hopes.
Okay, well, our season starts November 30th against Sierra Vista out of Vegas. And it should be a pretty good game. I think they're probably pretty young, and we'll be fairly young this year. We basically have one starter back from the team from 2 years ago, and last year we never got to play. So as far as goals, we hope to win the league and do all right in the regional, and hopefully we can get a berth in the state tournament.
Meanwhile, the boys open up on December 8th at home against Somerset Sky Point. The UNLV men's and women's basketball seasons are underway. The Lady Rebels are off to a 4-2 start, earning a 3rd place finish in its own UNLV Thanksgiving Classic, played this past weekend at Cox Pavilion. The Lady Rebels travel to Orem, Utah for a game tomorrow night against Utah Valley. The men's team, known as the Running Rebels, have a new head coach, Kevin Kruger. Although they are off to a slow start at 1-3, they've lost to some pretty high-rated company. Number 24 Michigan and number 5 UCLA, and were beaten 74-73 by Wichita State last week. The Running Rebs will be in Texas to take on SMU tomorrow night. Tip-off is at 5 p.m. The Las Vegas Golden Knights are off to a 12-9 start and are 3 games out of the Pacific Division lead, trailing the first-place Atlanta Flames and the Edmonton Oilers, who they lost to Saturday afternoon 3-2 at T-Mobile Arena. The Golden Knights play the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow night in Anaheim. Puck is set to drop at 7 p.m. And finally, the Las Vegas Raiders, fresh off a Thanksgiving Day thriller, a 36-33 overtime win in Dallas, host the Washington Football Club on Sunday. Kickoff at Allegiant set for 1:05 p.m. The Raiders trail the Chiefs by 1 game and are tied with the Chargers and Broncos in the AFC West, all sporting 6-5 records with 6 games left in the regular season. If you have any inspirational stories, athletes, or ideas, send me an email at dougf@kpvm25.tv. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks so much, Dad.
Yes, and we're talking students, education, and everything new in more local news.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, sometimes classes take on a life of their own and lead students to discover talents they might not have even known they had. That's what happened with the Memphis School's photography program, where students are getting real-world experience. Kim Martinez reports.
It puts me into a whole different world. It made me look at life at a whole different perspective.
Senior Sarah Kargauer is talking about looking at life through the eye of a camera lens. Sarah used her love of photography to develop a key component for her Memphis high school, St. Benedict, Auburndale.
I need to put my brightness up.
During the pandemic, she had the unique idea to start the Be an Eagle Club as a creative way for the school to connect via social media with prospective students, since they couldn't physically tour the campus.
So over the past year, we've been working on transforming our social media. We've even hosted a few webinars. And so it really keeps the families in the loop who aren't actually here at SBA.
The robust photography program and social media fall under teacher Caitlin Stoddard's direction.
I think them having the opportunity to shoot and create content for the school really gives them a voice. And just kind of empowers them to kind of be able to market something that they're proud of.
This was our first home football game. It was our Red Out.
Very cool.
And
That's a good shot.
Yeah, thank you. This set of posts specifically is just the fans because they showed a lot of passion.
For junior Ryan Beatty, the exposure to photography parlayed into creating a popular Instagram account of the school's athletic events.
The Reds popping. Yeah. Teachers are everywhere. Just get your basic group shot. Having fun in the stands.
What started out shooting pictures here at school just for fun has turned into legitimate jobs, including shooting pictures for minor league sports teams, senior portraits, and overhauling the school's social media presence. He's off to a great start on a future career. Ryan hopes this all leads to a big job in sports photography.
It's just that mentality now that it's kind of just there and it just keeps going, and just the drive to get the cool shots for your portfolio.
Kim Martinez reporting.
Let's focus now on our local education system, and there's a lot happening in the Nye County School District, including some special holiday events. Louis Sposato has those details in this week's Student News.
Hi guys, I'm Louis Sposato, a senior here at Pahrump Valley High School, and I'm here to give you guys some information happening in your community. The Salvation Army bell ringing is happening at Walmart, Tractor Supply Co., and Smith's. The clubs that are organizing this are STUCO, National Honor Society, Key Club, and J4NG. Riva Bond is the head of Key Club, and her phone number is 775-727-0911. Please contact this phone number if you'd like to volunteer at the Salvation Army bell ringing. Salvation Army Photos with Santa is happening at their headquarters at 721 South Buell Street on December 3rd from 2 to 7 and December 5th from 3 to 7. Single photos are $8.50 and 2 photos are $15. All proceeds will go to the Sleep in a Heavenly Peace organization. The Spelling Bee competition is happening across all elementary schools. The classroom level is happening on January 10th, school levels January 19th, and the Pahrump level at February 3rd. If you have any questions and would like to participate, please contact your administration or your teacher. Have a great day.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
It's a beautiful shot outside today.
I love that sunset. Some of my favorite time of day, the golden time of day, and we'll take a look at sunsets, sunrises, and our temperatures after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Lovely to see you on a Taco Tuesday. And that weather is oh so good as we look at up and down the state, Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, all the way down to Goldfield. Really, it's about 60 degrees. A little less, a little more. Let's just call it 60 for highs today. Pretty nice weather. Goldfield looking at 61. Beatty up to 76. Sweater and a donkey at a dollar store. Let's call it that. 81 in Amargosa, the bright spot in the state. Las Vegas, just a titch off the mark at 78 for a high today. And out in Death Valley, 87 degrees. But here in the paradise of Pahrump, well, let's take a look. It's a majestic 66 degrees. We head into the evening, and it'll be a low tonight of about 43. Winds out of the southeast at just 6 miles per hour. And that humidity barely with us at 14%, so a nice dry 66 degrees, what we're experiencing right now. Sunset early this evening, 4:29 p.m., and it's going to rise in all its glory and hope for the promise of a new day at 6:36 tomorrow, just like science, baby. You can count on it. Let's see, south-southeasterly winds to 5 miles per hour. As we head on into the week, what do we got? Clear skies shining on me. That's looking like a beautiful Wednesday, and then we get a little cloud drifting into our world. Temperatures pretty much hovering right around 73 and down to low mark around 67 later in the week. Let's just call it a 70-degree average, low 40s at night, and sunshine throughout the week. It's going to be just wonderful. All right, let's back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. Well, Nye Communities Coalition is having a child car seat event. That is happening at Smith's, and that's going to be on December 9th from 4 to 7 p.m. This event is brought to you by the Nevada Department of Public Safety and offers a free child car seat inspection and replacement by certified technicians. And once again, that is at Smith's on Highway 160.
That's right. And we'd like to say happy Hanukkah to everyone celebrating. Hanukkah started on Sunday, and those celebrations will go on for the next few days. And tomorrow is December 1st, which means it's the official Christmas Hanukkah Kwanzaa season. So we'd all like to celebrate.
I know Marty Greenfield Jewelers has their Hanukkah event every year, and so I'm looking forward to that as well. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unat Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you next newscast.
Good night.
Good night, and happy birthday, Katina, Aunt Joyce, and Carrie.
A lot of birthdays.
A lot of birthdays.